Hey sis, how are your iron levels? Crazy question, right? Well, it's important for women and especially for pregnant women. And so I wanted to introduce you guys to a new supplement that I found. It's called Active Iron, and it's an iron and multivitamin supplement, and it's made specifically for women. Gotta love that, right? So why is it important? Because women have significantly lower iron levels than men. It's not that we're not exposed to it equally as far as in our diets. It's more so because men absorb it better than women. And when you're pregnant, especially, it's more important than ever to have your iron levels checked and to ensure that you have high enough iron levels to support you and your baby. So on average, a woman needs about 18 milligrams of iron a day. And if you're pregnant, oftentimes your doctor will run your labs and you'll find sometimes that you have lower iron than normal. Now, what does that look like on a lab report? Let me tell you. In preparation for this video, I went and looked back on all 3 of my pregnancies and I checked my lab reports, which you gotta love, right? That everything's electronic now and you can just easily go in and access your medical records. So I did just that, and interestingly, I don't remember all this. My oldest baby is 6 years old, so I don't remember being pregnant 7 years ago. My youngest, well, it's only been about 1.5 years, but still, I don't remember. So I went back and checked my records, looked at my CBC level, so that's what you want to look for. And what I found was interesting. So with all 3 kids, when I went in to confirm my pregnancy, I had my levels checked then. Everything was normal. Everything was in great range. My hemoglobin, my platelets, and my CBC, everything was normal. But then when I went back in my 3rd trimester, with each one, my levels were low. So I have a negative sign and I have an L sign. Not for loser, but for low. And I forgot about all this. I actually was totally surprised when I went and checked. And so it was consistent with all 3 kids. That's what I'm tripping about, because it didn't just happen with the first baby, which I was taking a different multivitamin with her. Then with the last 2, I took gummies. So let me talk about that for a minute. So when you take gummy vitamins, the makers don't include it in the gummies. With Kennedy, I was taking the horse pills. They were huge and I didn't like them. So I switched with the last 2 kids to the gummy prenatals, which I loved, but that was a catch-22 because then my levels clearly showed that I was low in my final trimesters with both of those kids. Now with Kennedy, my levels were pretty consistent all the way across. I think my hemoglobin was low, slightly out of range. I mean, literally just very slightly out of range. But everything else was pretty normal throughout my pregnancy. And then when I delivered, my levels got low again. So 2 things were low for me, my iron and my vitamin D. I remember my doctor prescribed a supplement for me for the vitamin D, but she didn't do it for the iron. But now that I know about these, I can share them with you so that you can add them to your diet if you found yourself in the same situation that I was in. So my goddaughter, Cece, called me recently. She's pregnant. I can't wait for her to have her baby. And she is coming into her 3rd trimester. And so I asked her about her health. I asked her how her appointments were going, how the baby's health was, how her labs were. And she shared with me that her iron levels are low. And so that's what got me to looking for a good supplement. I did my research. I found this on Amazon actually very easily. Who doesn't love Amazon, right? And if you're a Prime, you're addicted like me, easy, right? I got like 100 things in my cart. I don't know about you, but I buy them sometimes. But this was something that I definitely bought because I knew it was important, not just for my goddaughter, but for me as far as my everyday health. So let's open it up and take a peek. I bought the 60 count, but each one is a 30 count. So you have 30 daily capsules and 30 daily tablets. So this is what those look like. And this is what the capsules look like. So you just take 1 of each per day. Looks like candy, so keep it away from your kids. It's really pretty and purple. This is the capsule. And it's super small. And that's what I love about it. As I mentioned earlier, my prenatal pills were horse pills. I ended up changing to gummies because of that. And that's totally fine if you've done the same thing, but then you wanna make sure you protect your health and your well-being. And what does that look like? That's energy, that's hormonal balance, that's mental performance, and that's blood building. So these are all important factors for your everyday health. And so being able to take a capsule and a pill once a day is super easy in maintaining your health goals. Here we go. I'm gonna take the capsule first. Goes down easily. And then I'm gonna take the tablet. Same. No aftertaste. These are non-constipating, non-bloating as well. So you can take it with or without food, or even with fruit juice. So as I asked before, how are your iron levels? You might want to add active iron, iron and multivitamin supplements to your daily diet for more energy, hormonal balance, and mental health. We all need that, right? Get yours today on Amazon. Thanks, Active Iron.